going to talk about the overall reasons a person might want a dog, whether or not it's actually a bully breed, the special characteristics that distinguish a bully breed from any other dog, and then the education and adoption that the owner should partake, and the shelter and veterinarian's role both pre, during, and post-adoption, and then what you can do post-adoption when you own your bully breed. So there can be many reasons that someone might actually want a dog. You may want it as a companion, you're coming home from work, what better than have a happy dog. An exercise buddy, you like to go running, at night, a dog could be a great exercise companion. Some people may want it for protection. You have children in the home, or you have an establishment that you want a dog to help protect when you're not home, or you don't have, a security alarm. Some people might also want a dog just as a status symbol. You're carrying around a big pit bull, or a Great Dane, or Mastiff. First impressions mean a lot to people. Putting a spike collar on a Chihuahua, that could be a big status symbol too. Some people may also want a dog for dog fighting, whether or not it be a pit bull or a bully breed, and whether or not you use it as a hobby or your sole income. A dog can be perfect for a hobby with agility, training, hunting, frisbee, or dog fighting. And also, you could have a dog for social reasons. You want a reason to go to a dog park, make new friends, break that barrier, meet girls, puppy, great. So there are certain characteristics of bully breeds that distinguish it from other dogs. A lot of it has to actually a lot of it comes from the history of the bully breeds. Most of this was discussed in earlier presentations. Again, they were bred originally from the British Isles for bull baiting. So these dogs were bred to be fast, very agile, very athletic, and very well muscled. This then became known as inhumane, so they moved to dog fighting. Some of the same characteristics were bred into them, but they were very much selectively bred for the athletic, to be aggressive towards a dog, not aggressive towards the owner. If they were aggressive towards a person, they were kept out of that breeding. They're also extremely loving, spunky, and affectionate dogs. Anyone who owns a bully breed, I'm sure, knows. They're extremely strong-willed, much of a people pleaser. That's why they're very easy to train with dog fighting. They're very intelligent, so even though they can be very easy to train, they can be hard to retrain. They are also very social dogs if raised in the right setting and presented to dogs in the right and appropriate way. The way they are bred also kept them to be very low maintenance, having a short hair coat, easy to take care of, not a lot of extra requirements. And also with the way they were bred, they come in a lot of shapes, sizes, and colors. So on top of knowing that they're good companion animals raised in the proper way, raised in the proper conditions, educating yourself if you decide that you want a bully breed is the next important step.
It's important that our clients know that owning any breed of dog is going to require a certain degree of responsibility, and there are many different venues that we can give our clients to get general information about dog ownership, including shelters, breeders, the veterinarian, or the internet. Many animal shelters have veterinarians and staff that are educated in animal behavior to give information about general dog ownership, the process of adopting a dog from a shelter, and any special considerations that should be taken into account when adopting from a shelter environment. Reputable breeders should be able to give you good information on their breed as well as their specific line of dogs. And veterinarians can also be very educational source as well, providing information on general health care that your dog will need throughout its life, as well as information on spaying and neutering, the needs of a high-energy dog, and safety around pets. And the internet as well can also be a good source of information, and we've compiled a list of reliable sources for the end of the presentation. And before your client gets a dog, there are some questions that they should ask themselves, regardless of the breed of dog that they plan on getting. One important thing to consider is the rest of the family. Is anyone in the family allergic to animals? Is everyone on board with getting a dog? And will the whole family be present for the adoption or purchase of the dog? Another thing to consider is where will the dog be kept? Is there a fenced-in backyard? Where will the dog be kept during the daytime? What if you need to go on a short or a long vacation? What will happen to the dog? If breed-specific legislation comes to the client's area, what are they prepared to do with the dog in that case? And does the landlord or homeowners association of the client allow that breed of dog? Also ask yourself, do you have enough time for the dog? Do you have time to feed the dog, walk the dog, play with it and exercise with it? Do you have time for emergencies that may crop up? And time to take the dog to a vet at least once a year. And finally, what are the costs involved? Monthly costs include heartworm and flea prevention as well as food and treats. Yearly costs such as boarding and new bedding. One-time costs such as spaying and neutering. And then other costs like radiographs, ultrasounds, dental cleanings, and the like. So you've decided to get a bully breed, but where are you going to go to get him or her? There are a variety of sources that can be used to get a dog, with some of the most common ones listed here. Many people keep a dog after it's found as a stray, or they take it in for a friend. You can also go on internet sources such as Craigslist or classified ads. Those can be good sources of finding a dog, but are not necessarily great avenues to take if you're trying to rehome your own dog. Just because dogs advertised commonly as free to get home don't necessarily go to a good home, but it can be a source of finding a dog. If using a breeder, it's important to know whether the breeder is reputable or not. A reputable breeder is going to be one that only breeds a few litters a year, has health history on the parents, has the parents on site, and sells puppies with health certificates. An irresponsible or backyard breeder won't have these things and should always be avoided. One drawback of using a breeder is that the animals don't commonly come spayed or neutered, so that's going to be an additional cost that you would need to consider. Because pit bulls are currently so overpopulated, the best thing to do for them would be to adopt one from an animal shelter or rescue group to help decrease euthanasia and give a dog another chance. An added advantage to going through a shelter is also that they commonly come vaccinated and already spayed or neutered.